Chase Lee Hockey with the Blue Futon. Out of the theaters, I got to see Decision to Leave. It's another one of the Cannes Film Festivals from South Korea. It's either this or Broker. Which one's a better movie? Let's find out. So Decision to Leave, what's it about? Actually, for this one, I'm going to give you the IMDb synopsis. A detective investigating a man's death in the mountains meets a dead man's mysterious wife in the course of his dodged sleuthing. So you could kind of say that, but there's a lot more characters involved. His multiple partners, as in, cop partners, his wife, her, what's this Chinese immigrant doing in Korea? Why is she there? Why are all of her husbands dying? And this love triangle, does it work? So first, with this director, he's done Old Boy. He's done Snowpiercer. He does Sympathy of Mrs. Vengeance. He's done some freaking amazing movies. Stroker. He's done some fantastic stuff. And I think this one is not on par with a lot of the stuff he's been doing. But my goodness, there are some editing choices as well as some camera movement I have not seen in a movie ever. So with that, I'll give the positives of the movie first. The acting, absolutely phenomenal. Everyone in this movie is acted in a fantastic realm. I mean, nothing wrong with anyone in this movie. Dark humor in this movie, to me, worked. It is extremely funny on some scenes, and at some scenes that needs to be serious, it is bloody and serious as well. The directing, phenomenal. But the one thing I loved about this movie is the editing, the storytelling, how they decided to do it, and some of the camera angles. So when it comes to the editing, there is some editing shots where I'm like, how do you do that? Where it's no shit, he's spying on the girl, and all of a sudden he's talking to her in the same room. And how they decided to do that and the type of editing, it is so crisp, cut, smooth, that this is one of the movies where I think should be nominated for an editing Oscar because it's that good and that fun. That editing keeps you entertained. And that editing correlates with how he tells the story, because a lot of this times there are people talking to microphones, people talking in phones, telling their side of the story. And when you see how he does that with the editing and how these characters are in the same room together, even though they're not, it is super, super fun on how he does it. And there's a really, really cool shots of like people looking at the phone, and it looks like you're looking through the camera, through the front of the phone. And how he does that, it is super fun, super cool. And just the technical aspects of this movie is pitch perfect, and I love every aspect of it. And before giving the negatives of this video, here's a quick word from the sponsor. Do you like movies? Do you like art? Do you like stuff made in the USA? Then I got a product for you. Movie Palette. It is absolutely gorgeous artwork. Look at this. Ooh, ah. It doesn't give you any justice. Let's give you a closer image. So Movie Palette, how does it work? These are created by a team of artists who carefully choose colors for our canvases paintings. First, the most common color of every scene in the movie is found. Colorful stripes are then put on a canvas in chronological order from left to right. The length of each strip represents the length of a scene in the movie. So, oh my gosh, how do you not like one of these? These are so cool, so hip, and everything is amazing. Even if they don't have a movie that is on their website, they will create one for you. Bonkers! Absolutely fantastic art. This is going to go behind me. You're going to see in future videos for sure. So, do you want one? Do you want extra 15% off? Super easy. Use Chasing15 at the checkout. Chasing15, you get 15% off your entire order. Thank you, Movie Palette, for sponsoring this video and channel. So what I could go with the negatives of this movie, though, I could say it could be a little bit confusing at the very end. Because at the very end, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's some dialogue changing about a girl saying something and a guy saying something. And you kind of get confused, like, wait a minute, who actually said something? And now it's making me think, did I miss something throughout the story? Was I missing a crucial piece of the puzzle that I was just, enjoying, like, while I was watching on screen? But when I was enjoying what I was watching on screen, it kind of disintegrated of what I was actually supposed to see, these small little, Easter eggs. I know there's something with the watch I've noticed, and I was like, okay, what's that with the 26th date? Why is it always on the 26th? And the watch is breaking. So I'm just like, okay, what is going on there? And it might be something I'm missing throughout the whole story with numbers, pictures, clothes. This is a very much a movie where you need to pay attention to all little details. And unfortunately, I missed a couple of the details. And if you're not just a staunch, like, okay, can that mean something? Could that mean something? That could hinder the audience to pay more attention to the Easter eggs and the small details, except with watching the whole movie as a whole. So that could be the biggest negative, in my opinion. Other than that, with the storytelling of just what do I need to actually pay attention to? Am I missing something that's just correlates to the very end scene? That could be a negative. But overall, technically, editing, the music, the score is fantastic. The directing, the cinematography, the actual storytelling of the editing and how we want to tell the story, the acting is phenomenal. But the story itself, with watching the details and seeing what actually connects, of like, okay, those voices, should I have paid more attention to the beginning? That can be a kind of a big hinder from enjoying this movie, because you're watching, you're like, did I miss something? And at the end credits, you're like, oh God, I might have missed something. This needs a second watch. And unfortunately, that could be a huge negative. But overall, if you could find Decision to Leave, I highly recommend finding it. So Decision to Leave will receive a 4 out of 5 with Futons, which equals at 80%. So see the critics and user scores gave this one. So Decision to Leave, we have an 88% with the critics, 43 of them, no audience score. Here's the critic consensus. If Decision to Leave isn't quite on the same level as Park Chan-wook's masterpieces, this romantic thriller is still a remarkable achievement by any other metric. I have to agree. It works on a lot of levels. But like I said, he's one of those directors that you have to pay attention to his movies. And unfortunately, I might have missed some things. So the 80 or 88, Chase Sock with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think is Buftotopia. You Buftonians, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day. And seriously, try to find this movie if you love his style of work, or if you just like South Korean movies in general.